On this video, I want to show you how to invalidate a trend line when the trend line is no longer valid. And we know that a trend line is no longer valid when it has been solidly broken or we have reached an opposing higher time frame supply and demand zone. So here on this same example on this $CZ, we will try to connect a trend line. Okay, so here we do have this peak and this peak. Okay, so these two valid peaks. This is a trend. We are down. We don't have the possibility of drawing a peak over here because we haven't broken underneath, or yes, we do have, yes, a little bit. So this could be like the trend on the monthly, okay, the more steeper trend. Okay, so we do have this supply zone over here, and then we do have another CP pattern of supply which has taken out these lows that you can see, so this validates this area of supply on the monthly. Okay, so the monthly is down. We do have that trend line. So when we are trading the daily trend lines, as you can see, this is the monthly zone from here to here. So the trend line, valid trend line, is this one from this peak to this peak, as we saw in the previous video. You have to watch the videos in order. So the trend line is solidly broken. We shouldn't be selling over here, okay, on this zone, and we wait for this CP pattern of supply. But you say, okay, but the trend line is solidly broken, so we cannot short there. But that is not correct, because the trend line on the entry time frame is invalidated once we reach a higher time frame supply zone. And like in this case, the curve of this daily trend. So we reach that supply zone on the monthly, as you can see there. Okay, right there. Let me use the scales fix option on MetaTrader, and then you will see it much better. You see, it dropped, remove these lows, and then price reach the monthly supply zone. Okay, and there we did have a daily supply zone within that zone. Okay, and that daily supply zone was that one over here. But if you draw the trend line like this, you are not allowed to short there. But the trend line is invalidated once we hit the supply zone. So you are allowed when you hit or you are close to that zone, okay, to the zone which is at the monthly area. In this case, a monthly daily combo. The same happens with the 1 hour daily or the 4 hour weekly. Okay, so let's see, for example, the example. Now the trend line on the daily is something like this. This is the valid peak and the second valid peak. Now we can connect this trend line, and this is a CP pattern that is right underneath this zone. So we've got the confluence of the daily trend line, the monthly trend line, the monthly trend, the daily trend, everything's here. And then we do have the confluence of the last month low right here. So this could be a higher probability trade to try, okay? But the thing is this valid? Yes, it is valid, because we do have this level right here, so we can take the whole level on the daily. But then you say, okay, this is too wide for me. I can't take that risk. 70 pips plus minimum 20-25 pips of wiggle room on the daily. So I'm going to take the 4 hour. And you say, okay, the 4 hour. What do we have in the 4 hour? We do have all this. Okay, this peak over here, this peak that made it over low. So all this, the trend has been broken. Okay, this trend line has been broken. So we do have this level over here, which is invalidated. Sorry, this level over here is invalidated. This level over here, as you can see, it worked a little bit, but too much trading in the zone. This level is not great. The imbalance is not great, and also it is this one is a reaction to this one. So now that we have broken above this zone, we have this candle over here invalidated the zone over here. So we are not allowed to short here. We need to wait for price to reach the opposing supply zone. So here you say, okay, I cannot sell up here. Why? Because the trend line is solidly broken. I'm not allowed. But look at this. These two horizontal trend lines are the distal line on the daily and the proximal line on the daily. So if we reach a higher time frame supply zone, this trend line on the 4-hour is invalid, no longer valid once we reach this area. This is not a good zone. As you can see for the spike, this one is not a good zone either, but this one looks like a good zone. Okay, big drop. So we could try a short here on the 4-hour or the whole level on the daily. It's up to you. Okay, but this is the way how we validate or invalidate trend lines. Okay, breaking the trend line invalidates all levels with all supply. A descending trend line invalidates all entry time frames, zones, supply zones, which are above the trend line break once we do have a candle like this. A trend line is invalidated once we do have a full candle, like open, close, high and low, right above the trend line. This candle only has the close above. It's not invalidated. This one has the high above, so this trend line is not invalidated. Okay, this one candle, red bearish candle, is the one that breaks the trend line rule, so we are not allowed to short anymore. In order to short, again, we need to reach a higher time frame supply zone, like the daily here, okay, which happens to match this descending trend line and a monthly trend line downtrend. Okay, so we will be allowed to short there. Price could create a CP pattern of demand here and rally higher and give us an entry, but this is another lesson. I'm just trying to cover the validation and invalidation or negation of the trend lines, how they work. Okay, thanks a lot.